Is Iași Romania's most underrated city? Well, today we'll talk about how exactly that may be the case and why it may not be the case. And of course, if you are looking into Romania, a lot of the same places will come up. You'll get Cluj-Napoca, Bucharest, and that's about it. Maybe Timișoara sometimes, or Iași sometimes. But I think that realistically, Iași is increasingly becoming more talked about, however, is still very much in the early infancy stages of developing a brand for itself. Iași is the Romanian city with the second highest internet speeds and bandwidth speeds, and of course this benefits those who need higher speeds for their company. It is also one of the fastest growing cities in Romania in terms of GDP, and that translates very well into, of course, business development and so forth. It is also one of the places in Romania with the most EU support, and this creates a unique opportunity if you are looking to integrate your company into the EU to make your company defensible against the EU's increasing amount of regulations. And while I think that realistically Iași is something that is very interesting from the standpoint of creating value, I think that additionally, you have to look at both the pros and the cons. So I'll go over 5 ways that Iași is potentially the most underrated city in Romania, and 5 ways why Iași is not potentially the most underrated, and you can make that decision for yourself. So, of course, to go over the first way that Iași is potentially the most underrated city, you have the internet speed. And I'll flash up a speed test for Iași in Romania, and I'll go to a business that has internet as that is an extension box, and that's what I'm dealing with here in my apartment. But I obviously can go to a business and it'll be much higher. Additionally, you have some of the lowest costs in Romania. It is one of the cheapest cities in Romania, which is a huge benefit if you are looking at OPEX and CAPEX. Third thing is, the people here are very polite, very kind, and they're very open to speaking, which is something that's not normal in most of Eastern Europe. They want to speak, they want to get their message out there. And if you enjoy that piece of it, it could be a very underrated destination for that. The fourth thing is the culture around hospitality. It leads to mass loyalty, and of course, if you are looking for loyal employees, loyal business partners, people who understand the world as well, that this is a underrated point of contact. The fifth thing is, it's a natural inflection point for Moldovans from Moldova to move into an EU market, as it is Moldavia region in Romania, which creates an interesting perspective from my personal standpoint. Now, the 5 reasons why it may not be the most underrated city is infrastructure here is good on the internet side, but it is subpar on the roads side and honestly most other things. There is a lot of crumbling infrastructure in terms of all of that. And furthermore, the second thing is you are looking at people here being significantly more prone to impacts in the Romanian economy, which is not great if you are looking to create a base, as of course this is the point where they will be the most impacted. And if you're looking, to hedge against, things being stolen, obviously this is the place where, even though there's no crime today, it used to have a lot of crime. Third thing is, there is a lot of mafia connection here, and it's not as visible as some may think, but you can bet that pretty much every sports betting place, every place where you can bet money, is ran by the mafia, and the Romanian mafia is particularly fairly dangerous from a business perspective, as they do drown out business often if it directly is within proximity of whatever they're creating. Now, this isn't as bad as some people may think. The mafia is not out for vengeance, and of course, if you don't get involved in what they are getting involved in, it will be less of an issue. However, that is something that needs to be stated, and I will state it, of course, as I believe that it is important to give that disclaimer on the mafia links. The fourth or fifth link, I can't remember. I'll have my editor give whether it's the fourth or fifth, and then additionally I will give, I don't know, a bonus or whatever. Prices have gone up substantially since the joining of the EU. Now, it is still actually cheaper than Chisinau, Moldova, and I'm presently here in an apartment, and I'm paying maybe €20 a night, which is not bad. It's certainly less than in Bucharest or in Timișoara, and food here is becoming more expensive as it is more westernized and so forth, which is something that is inherently very lacking in benefits. And the sixth thing is, or whatever, I don't know, this is probably number 5 or number 6. People here are a bit driven away from staying in Iași. A lot of them go to Italy, a lot of them go to France, a lot of them go to Germany, and this is the risk you take with joining the EU. Obviously, brain drain is something that is very widely spoken about, but it is a downfall for a lot of areas, and this is the case in Iași, although if you hire them in a way that they are getting salaries that would sustain them, they'll be more okay with staying in Iași. And then the final thing is there's a lot of personal things that you have to do, and the culture is very personal. So contracts mean less, and there's less of a rule of law, so to speak, in this region, which can be both a benefit and a drawback. But I think that for the vast majority of people, it would be a drawback. So, of course, if you are looking to navigate this city of Iași, you can book a call, contact me one-on-one, absolutely free for 15 minutes at the Calendly link below. If you liked the video, feel free to like it. If you really liked the video, feel free to share it. If you're looking to join me on this journey, internationalization and international business, feel free to subscribe down below. This has been the Traveling Report, and I'm off.